Welcome all of you Cancers out there. So glad you could join me today. I have so much to bring you. I have a read out on the table already because I was doing general reads in the month of Cancer, and I wanted to bring that into your read. So I have a lot of information to bring you before I even pull the cards back up and put some more cards out. But the information was very important coming through for you specifically. And the meditation I was just doing for you was very interesting because it wasn't so much a message for you as, well, it was, but for me as well. I'm very connected to Sophia, and the owl was coming in today, and it was interesting because I was shown a profile of an kind of like an owl human, and the energy really reminded me of a friend of mine, actually someone I grew up with. So there's some Aries energy being pulled in there as well, and of course the North Node is still in Aries. And we're in Cancer, and the 2 months of Cancer to Leo have been coming up over and over again as this block of time. And we also have in this read for you the challenge being the Queen of Wands, and the block over here being the King of Wands. And we have the Page of Wands right in the middle of your read. And we have the way you see yourself is the Queen of Cups reversed over here. The King of Wands is reversed as well. So I wanted to bring you this read, which is a full read, and then I'm going to pick the cards up and pull for you again. But there's other information I need to bring to you as well, and this is all from yesterday and the day before, so the 6th to the 7th. So some of the energies, I'm going to pull a card from my deck here, my medicine deck here first, okay, for you guys to start off, to see where the energies are right now. And again, Cancer is all about the mother and the home. I'm getting a lot about feeding people, right? Because Cancer is very much about making people feel at home. But something important that was coming through in these messages was the importance of meditating at your meal, but also the purpose of the mother figure bringing people together at the meal so that she can make sure that they all connect with their higher selves. It was very interesting, and Spirit's connecting with me about that. Let's see what comes up here. And by the way, Teddy Bear is a Cancer baby. His birthday is the 21st. He's going to be 3 years old. He's such a sweet boy. And he has, his moon is Sagittarius. And actually Sagittarius is coming up today too, actually, because the Chariot energy can be Cancer and Sagittarius. All right. Oh, that came right up. There's 2 cards that were coming up here for you. We have the Weasel, which actually came up for Teddy when I was doing his cards, and I've shuffled quite a bit since then. And the Salmon, which is 49. 33 is the Christ vibration. It's also the 7 of Wands, of standing up for yourself without getting triggered. And the 49 is the 9 of Cups, of self-satisfaction, of luck, and finding happiness within yourself. So maybe later I will read one of these to you. They are quite lengthy in this book, but you may resonate with one of these energies. And the Weasel is definitely coming up as someone kind of like the local reporter, you know, for the king, to make sure, because the Weasel is very astute to what's going on around. Like, he hears everything and he sees everything in its proper way, and he reports that back to the leader. And I haven't read the Salmon yet, so we'll have to see about that one. The Skunk wants to come out here too, which is number 7, which this is 7 month, which is that Cancer energy. And so there may be something stinky going on here. This is funny because the fart came up in the messages as well. So I don't know what's going on with that. The Salmon and the Skunk and the Weasel, very interesting combination. In the bottom of the deck is the Jaguar, very South American. It's the 51 of the King of Swords. And he looks kind of shy here, you know? Maybe he's been grieving, or she's been grieving. right? And that's a very strong energy, right? The cat, the jaguar, it's such a powerful energy. It's not usually the energy that's shown from the jaguar. And it looks like the weasel is looking at the jaguar, you know. I think the weasel is maybe concerned about the jaguar here. And this is 33, can also be the martyrdom number. So be careful that this more innocent energy doesn't martyr themselves to the King of Swords over here. Yeah, and then we have the Nine of Cups and the Chariot. So a lot of water energy there with the salmon and the skunk. So let's get into this a little bit, and we'll see what comes up for you as I go, because there's so much cool information for you guys. For the sign of Cancer. For the sign of Cancer. Okay, so we have Jupiter coming up here. Also looks like the number 4, and the number 4 came up. All right, so we have 44 here. And actually 144 came up in your message today too. And then we have Scorpio. And it's like the arrows were coming up too as pointing in direction. And here's this arrow right here pointing in the direction of the 44. But also Jupiter in the number 4, which is the Emperor and Aries. And Scorpio and Aries are very much that, you know, Pluto, Mars energy. It's very masculine, aggressive energy. But then we have this Jupiter energy, which is benevolent, which is also, you notice the 4 looks like a 2 and a 1. So the Pisces energy is coming in here too, which is just, that's interesting because then it's bringing in March as well, because Pisces is March, right? And then into Aries. In March though, not April. The March to April. Scorpio to April. So there's something significant about that time period. Okay, so 10 or 11, October, November through April of next year. But also the energy of 44 for me is that Hercules energy. It's in the numerology book, it's actually Atlas. But in the cards that I do, the 10 of Wands is Atlas, which is more of that weight of the world on your shoulders, whereas this is more of a social worker Atlas. So let's see where this all goes. Right, Scorpio is all about deep transformation. Right, money, death, taxes, sex, and her harvest, Hercules. And here, and actually the Emperor, the 4 is the Emperor, and the Emperor and the Empress right here are both upright, which they're not always upright together, so, and they're right next to each other, so that's a very significant energy, being in their power. And the 3 and 4 has been coming up a lot, so it's interesting that March was brought up with the 4s for the Empress. All right, so there's a few things that I'd missed in my last video in a summary I had made, and I just wanted to touch base on a few of those things, and then I'm going to get into the past 2 days. So I was getting this energy of, you know, E equals mc squared, and c is the speed of light squared. And I kept getting c and d as the same thing, right? Because c is the reflection of d, but the line is connected. Like if you have pi and you split it in half, d is the half with the line in the middle, and c is the other half of the circle. And cd squared was coming up, and you notice c is 3 and d is 4. So c squared is 9, and d squared is 16, and 9 plus 16 is 25, which is the Knight of Wands. And this number is very significant because when you square 25, or you write it like it's on the clock, and you reflect it, it's still the number 25. It's the only number besides 0, 0 or 1, 1 that would do that. So then the reflection of 25, or the inversion of it up and down, would be 52, because when you reflect it side to side, it's still 25. So 25 always comes up as the Knight of Wands, and 52 is the Queen of Swords, and they come up as Lady Liberty and Ellis Island, or Lord Ellis and Lady Liberty. So the 25, which is also next year, is the 5 times 5, right? So we have the 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, and 5 times 5 is 25. And then the 16 of 4 times 4 plus 6 times 6, which is 36, is the 52. And that brings in the 6 of Cups energy, right, which is 46, the 4 and the 6, and also co-creation is 1v1, like the M, and also the pi, a parenthesis, line parenthesis, because all lines are parentheses because they're arcs. They're 2 dots and a line between, which are actually not straight, they're arced. So the 1v1 of the letter M is co-creation for me. And here we have the 46. This is why I brought that up, because the 46 is the 4 of the Emperor and the 6 of the Lovers, and the 5 is the middle, right, in between. It's the number 5, it's the change. And 1v1 is also 1v of 4 and then v1 of 6. That's why it always comes up with the 46 of the innocent children co-creating together, right? They're always weaving between that 5 in the middle, right? A little bit below, a little bit above, the 4 and the 6. And here we have the 16, which is 4 squared plus 6 squared, 36 equals 52, or the Queen of Swords, which is Lady Liberty. And then they took me to D squared plus F squared, which is the digamma twin flame energy, the F, and D squared is 16, 4 times 4, and F squared would then be that 6 by 6 squared, which is that 36. So they took me to the T squared and F squared too to see how that came out. And the T is 20 squared, and the 6 is, F is again 6 squared, the same, the 36. And 20 squared is 400. So we get 436, which is very interesting because 436 is 4, the quarter, 36. And 36 times 4 is 144. So I looked up 436, and the first number in Gematria is 100. And then legacy, and then parasites, and then antichrist, which is fine because it's just like the antithesis or the parentheses, right? The C on the one side is the Christ energy, and the reflection of that is the other parenthesis, or the Sophia energy, the masculine and the feminine. So 436 also came up with the numbers 702 and 117, and there were 953 hits for that one on Gematria. And the 15th entry, it popped out to me, was Ethiopian calendar. So for whatever reason that came up, it might come up in my future downloads. A lot of times they'll bring me information and then it'll help me to understand why another piece of information comes in. So remember that the letter D is also representing the Earth on its axis, okay, spinning. So the D would be when the Earth is still, so it becomes a full circle when it's spinning. So we have the CD squared energy, and also remember CD comes up as DC, which is DC, so there's that the reflection, the opposite of DC. And then also something that came up was the letter T, or 90 degrees coming off the ground, because we don't usually talk about T coming off the ground. So when a rocket takes off the Earth, it's taking off at a 90-degree angle, or in other words, taking off. And then the 360 degrees is the 36 of Atlas, the map of intent. And then the cross, or the plus sign, is the intersection, right, of the horizontal and the vertical, or the 4 knights, the 4 90 degrees, the 4 knights in the tent. Yep, too. And also this, then if you added lines on this, it would become the tent. I'm just seeing that now. So when you do CD squared, I would get this energy right here. Okay, so we have the C and the D, and then the square in the middle, which, notice the square with the X in it. X marks the spot, but it's also coming up regarding the feminine and the feminine chromosome and the Y chromosome for the masculine. But also you notice this is not, I started with C and D and the square between, CD squared, and it brings in the X of the feminine in the middle, but also brings in the 8 of infinity around it, okay? But it also looks like two rockets blasting off with their butts facing each other, right? Again, particle smashing. And then I was getting to convert it where it's lit at both ends, where then it becomes like a diamond, right? With the triangles on both sides of the square, which then becomes the circle in the middle of the eye. And when you bring the two eyes together, with the third eye being vertical, it literally makes this energy here. So then this comes up as Adam, and this comes up as the evening, right? The evening star, okay? The flower. So I just wanted to show you those visuals. Again, the energy of cross-eyed and third in the middle, as the third eye was coming up vertically, not horizontal like the two eyes. And then the Y and X here, being that the Y is the tree and the X is the canopy overhead, right? So the feminine is the canopy or the umbrella of the tree, and the Y is the base of the tree, okay? So she is the canopy or the roof, and he is the tree or the house. 3, 4 was coming up, 4 to 6, 6 to 20 in those energies we already talked about. And then that brings up the 34 of the 8 of Wands, the 46 of the 6 of Cups, and then 620, which is the 8 of Swords with source energy support, because that's that energy of imprisonment, but also release. So then CD means luminous intensity, and CN comes up as sun day. It's sun and day. So here's this energy. It was coming up from when I brought up Eden and then Sedin. So the same word except for E's, it's C's. So Eden and Sedin were coming up here as this CD being the luminous intensity of the central sun, and then CN being the sun day, the expression of that, the rays of the sun coming down to earth. And then right, so the Ed being the luminous intensity, and the EN, right, Ed is, Mr. Ed is, I call God or source. And then JC comes up as EN, because for me that's code JC, but EN literally means Lord as well. And then vapor came in, because vapor is when it's humid, right? And the energy of the central sun putting pressure on the sun to express his rays as the sun. So the Father pressurizes the sun under my thumb. So it's not really a finger of him, it's under his thumb, but under her 2 fingers, right? So the feminine aspect of God and the male aspect of God are 2 fingers and 1 thumb. So under his thumb is the sun expressing his rays to douse the girls around the world with rays of such intensity that she shines like a diamond, no rough spots about her. So then that immediately brought in something that came up several years ago, that the journey may take longer than you expect, because the longer it takes, the more pure you are when you come together with your beloved. So the twin flames squared, the TF squared, comes up here as the reflection of the leap of the C, which is the arc, the bridge, the leap, the Christ consciousness. And then the H, which is 3 bridges back and forth. So this is where it gets lost in translation, because in order to come into union with your divine counterpart, each counterpart has to be connected vertically with Father in order to make the third bridge in the middle of the H, right? So these are the connections of the 2 separate people. And once they're in their solid connections, then the bridge automatically opens up. And then Father can be seen as what's coming up. So there's 3 bridges back and forth: the Empress to the Emperor to the lovers to judgment, and to each other. So if you have 2 pies next to each other, which is the infinity symbol with plus symbols in the middle, which makes the H in the middle, where the hourglass is. And then you put pressure on that from Father. So here's the two pies with the horizontal line as well, crossing over, making the H, but that's also salt and salt. And then you put pressure on it, it becomes the Phi. Here's the Phi crossing over. So when you flatten the two circles, they're going to cross over each other, but then you have these two vertical pillars of the H's. Grounding outside the circle, right, on either side, on Earth and then the other Earth. Grounding two bridges in order for two bridges to bridge to each other, from pi to phi. And Magenta had brought up in an Instagram, which I brought up already, from my twin flame video, the phi ring of Yod, which for me was coming up as now the Father's invisible thumb, under my thumb, because the Yod in astrology is that triangle of 60 degrees, 6 degrees, 60 and 30 degrees, or 150 total. Two of those makes the heart, right? So if you have two triangles and you activate them, then you have the arc on each line activated and it becomes the heart, which I'll show you a picture of that when I get there. So Sophia lends two fingers, and then Christ from the central sun, or the Father, is the one thumb. And then Thumbelina came up as the bell and a thumb, or one who sews. The infinite umbrella, the bridge over water, mother over bridge, Father over mother, and angel over Christed. But Mother is the three bridges because we are Mother Earth and Mother Nature. We're all part of it, right? We have the Father is the channeled energy in, right? The focused source with the blinders on. And everything else is Mother Nature. So Mother is the three bridges because we are the bridges, right? And M, when greater than one bridge come together, because you have human bridges here, when just like when you bring two or more people together, when more than one humans or bridges come together, they must be linked to Father first. That's the 11, the 1 and the 1. Two C's then come together as arc. They're activated as 33, the Christ consciousness bridge, open to Christed angels. Two Sophias, or SS, greater than 1, or in other words, two Sophias, two parts of Mother Nature, whether it's a guy or a girl, doesn't matter. When those bridges open simultaneously, then Father steps in the middle to be seen. For when two bridges are opened, so is the space between, where he can now be seen. And then 101 came up again, which if you see 101, it looks like a dinner setting. And that's so much about Cancer, right? And then the H is the connection between. And then when you put that on the dinner plate, it looks like the napkin that's sitting on the plate. And then they brought back Eden and Seeden again, of EDEN and then CDCN, where Eden is two temples, or the land, and Seeden is the two seas, or the ocean. U11 are the two ones, are Sophia, the Mother Nature. And then Pi was coming up as milk and clean, as the salt is the 3. What number was this? I put a number in, but I'm not sure which one it was. Oh, I think I put salt in to see what the gematria was for salt. And salt was actually the third entry. The first entry was Mason, and then last was the second entry. And then 4 was apps, 5 was romance, 6 was Greenpeace, 7 was cancel, or channel, I'm sorry, channel. And then 8 was bliss, which I noticed most significantly. And then 9 was in the end. So dinner setting of 1 to 1 with the H now in it, which then represents the napkin on the plate, but this is also the symbol for salt. The salt of the earth between the 1 and the 1, which is the bridge between. The napkin on the plate for the bliss state. 101, when you look it up in Gematria, is I am God. At Asia, Ta, imagine pain animal, and Annika, which is Teddy Bear's girlfriend, neighbor. So now we're going to get into this read for you guys. Okay, so I cut this deck on the 6th at 10:38. I didn't really do most of the read till yesterday, but I started it on the 6th. At 10:38 I cut the deck, and then 10:49 I finished clarifying. So we have major arcana in this read of Luna, which is the moon, which is Cancer energy, and then guidance, which came after the read over here, which is the Hierophant. There were 2 pentacles, 4 wands, 3 cups, and 1 sword. We have the Page of Wands, Queen of Wands, King of Swords, and Queen of Cups. It's King of Swords and King of Wands over here. And we have the 9 of Wands, which is the Wounded Warrior here. So there's a lot of people involved here. And then prior to the read, in the underlying energies, was the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. And the Empress is over there too. All right, so a lot of people. So who are you having to dinner? And I have Q7P, QKO, so if that means anything to anyone, just putting it out there. So let's see. So Luna and guidance, and then we have the abundance card, which is the Empress and the underlying energy. There were 2 pentacles, 4 wands, 3 cups, 1 sword. And then again, like the Page of Wands, Queen of Wands, King of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the King of Wands in the read, Queen of Swords and Queen of Pentacles before the read. And then the double numbers that came up were 44, 55, and 77, which is again, 44 came up here. And we talked about 55, or 5 times 5 and 4 times 4. And 3 came up here too in a lesser sense, which like March did. That's really funny. And then 77 comes up here, which is July. And July 7th, which was yesterday. And I'd done this the day before that. And 77 is also the sovereign energy of the 9 of Pentacles. 44 is the 4 of Cups. And 55 is the Ace of Swords. So we have 1 and 3 as well. And 9 and 10 begin again. 1 and 3 is the Magician and the Empress, but also transition together, the Death card. 34 is the energetic exchange of the 8 of Wands. 45 is the 5 of Cups. 56 is the 2 of Swords. 67 is the Knight of Pentacles. And 79 for me is the Pot of Gold at the end of the rainbow. And then 9, 10 begin again. We have 57 here too, which is the 3 of Swords. The code line was all about the number 7. So got a lot about the 7 and July and Cancer, because 7 is the Chariot. The code line had both the Chariot, because it had 7 in it, and the moon, all right? And the messages that came through here were infinite say in alternating currents, the wise chariot seeker of the Queen of Wands and King of Wands romance. Infinite essay or infinite say before meals, the wise divine feminine within the masculine seeks the King of Wands and Queen of Wands and King of Wands romance, or at the full moon. Okay, so we have a little bit before we get to the full moon in this month. I'm not sure what day it falls on, but it's going to be in Leo, I'm pretty sure. So we have the 5 of Pentacles upright as we start here. And then below that is the Queen of Swords, 3 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles reversed, the Abundance Empress card, and then the Ace of Cups reversed. The Queen of Swords is upright, present, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, the Empress refusing love or dumped or overwhelmed, sweating it out, the Hermit in exile, which came up too. This didn't come up at the time that I did the read, but today, T.Y. or Ty Isaac came up, and he was a football player, but he didn't really last in the pro leagues. I couldn't find any information after college, really. I don't know if his mother might have been sick at the time. So the Hermit in exile was coming up. I looked up his birthday, which was Libra. So I don't know if he's going to come up in the news in the near future. Again, T.Y. Isaac, I-S-A-A-C. So the Hermit in exile with the truth to bring and no passionate offer in return, heartbreak, disappointment, perhaps dealing with a father or bad weather, grounding and integrating not coming together, or bored with bad influences. With the Seven of Pentacles upright, reaping rewards, assessing worth, and dissatisfaction with delays and or constant rejection, and the World upside down, the cycle almost over, as the Hermit in exile, or guy or girl of his or her dreams in another world. Maybe they feel like they're detached from them or untouchable. As the recent past is the Seven of Pentacles, the Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower, moving to peace away from rejection, or perhaps away from a spoiled or very shy child, which can be present, both aspects can be present in the same child as well, right? Someone who's very shy and withdrawn or feeling rejected, and then the spoiled, entitled child. The Page of Pentacles reversed, stuck and drained, or perhaps not invited on vacation, with peace away from the kids here, with the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles both reversed. Perhaps they're stuck at home without a car, or just smaller kids, you know, who are all over the place or on the warpath because they don't get to go wherever it is. Okay, so Ty Isaac was number 32, which is the journey. His birthday was October 1694. He was a former running back for Michigan Wolverines. Freshman in his freshman year, 2013, he was at USC Trojans. In 18, signed with Birmingham Iron of the Alliance of American Football for 2019, which then ceased operations in April of 19. In 22, it said he got his master's at the University of Michigan. And then I saw there was like a 2-minute post of where he is now, which he was just talking about. You know, it's so important to just be yourself and be confident. It was just a little 2-minute video, but I couldn't find any other information on him. The wise chariot seeker or student, integrating the Queen of Wands and King of Wands. So again, he's being represented as bringing out his feminine and masculine aspects of fire here as we go into the Olympics. But the romance between the masculine and feminine, or at the fiery moon between Cancer and Leo season. These 2 months are coming up as very significant. To believe in yourself. And again, infinite rise on horn. So I don't know if he's going to start working for some kind of sports company. But yeah, look out for his name. Let me know if you end up seeing anything with him. All right. So then I stopped there, and the next day, yesterday, I finished doing the read. And I woke up the next morning on 7/7 to the part of The Blower's Daughter where the feminine comes in singing, do you think that I loathe you? Do you think that I want to leave it all behind? But it sounds like, do you think that I love you? Do you think that I love? I can't remember the tune right now, but you can listen to The Blower's Daughter if you want to. And that's Damien. I can't think of his last name right now, but it should come up with just the name of the song. All right, so the Queen of Swords here at 11:23 yesterday. The Queen of Swords waiting for their ship to come in, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, the Empress upright, refusing love from Hermit in exile, presenting truth without passion, or truth turns them off, weathering the storm in separation, bored of partiers or gossips, and no social life. The Divine Feminine's heart assessing worth and dissatisfied being alone, constantly being rejected, or projects, or is constantly being rejected, or projects being turned away. Maybe she is projecting as well. Delay after delay in another world, or Taurus upright and Pisces reversed, feeling left out, injured, or ill. And before I forget too, I want to bring this up because this has been coming up nonstop too, about the gift of gab and gossip. Okay, so that's a big theme for this month. The wizard hides after being exposed, and Dorothy's lost, not knowing where to turn. The recent past is the injured party in their tower making peace with rejection and missed opportunity, while he's outside putting crystal pieces together with time away from the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, both reversed, perhaps shy and rejected, or spoiled and entitled, or expectant, stuck with no sun or too much heat, or home with no car or no vacation. Mother's daughters and aunts overwhelmed with kids home for the summer, as the foundation is the Four of Cups upright, and making a wish, as an island to oneself after the new moon, or up early with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, perhaps a dependent, or someone who spends too much, or deception and powerless to the Tower coming in, the sudden event or epiphany or sexual experience. Perhaps this is at rest or in sleep time or dream time or meditation with 5D connection, or dream girl upright with magician reversed, or healing insecurities here with Cancer reversed, Scorpio upright, Aquarius upright, Gemini reversed, or with Virgo in their chart. All of the pentacles here are reversed except the King of Pentacles. Perhaps Taurus, Aquarius with Gemini or Virgo in chart, or Scorpio upright with Cancer or Pisces in their chart, or Cancer reversed with Leo reversed, perhaps the kids, and the central energy of the Page of Wands upright, challenged by the Queen of Wands upright, giving them all of their power. It's like the mother spoiling the child. That was another theme coming up. Or giving the seed the flame to grow, right? So when you're a new mother, you have to give all your power away to the child because they need you, right? They can't survive without you. But then you slowly, as the child grows, you're able to get your power back and find your sovereignty again. One may be too hot and one cold at sea. The Page of Wands upright with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community. And the Queen of Cups reversed may be very practically and or emotionally drained, and the Divine Masculine is leaving the bat cave or laying all their cards on the table and walking away. The challenge being the Queen of Wands upright, present with the King of Wands reversed. Now also she's the challenge over here, and we have steps right here. So she could be staying downstairs where he's upstairs, but he's reversed. But I don't know, she may be, this could be a problem of overconfidence as well. And he could just be really tired or having a hard time over here energetically. But this is also a block, so it could be a fear and not actually real. So he could also be dreaming of walking away, or nothing, or maybe someone's finally wanting to walk away with nothing because they just can't be there anymore, and or confused or sad or not sleeping. All of the wands are upright. The Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Page of Wands, except the King of Wands, and the Wounded Warrior is not in a positive place either. So this is the opposite of the Pentacles. The Emperor and the Empress, like I said, are both upright here, and the Cups are kind of split. The Queen of Cups and Page of Cups and Nine of Cups are reversed, but the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups are upright. As far as the swords, the Knight, the King, and the Nine of Swords are all upright, are in reversed energy, and the Queen of Swords and the Page of Swords are upright. The mothers and children, air and fire, are doing well, but earth and water mothers and children may be struggling with the heat. And now the King of Swords reversed, who's over the Page of Cups reversed and Page of Pentacles reversed in the past, and now the Page of Wands upright at present. The Six of Cups reversed can represent children, but also bad memories, childhood issues, or a falling out with a friend or kids acting up. Lost love of the King of Swords reversed, and pride in needing to call, or wake up, or heed the call and apologize. As the Dark Knight is upright, walking in to end the battle, perhaps they choked or is choked up, or taking a stroll through an old battlefield or graveyard of those who fell and yet released in giving up. Right? Maybe them seeing a new perspective here, like walking through here and thinking these people were weak, and now seeing the fact that releasing, letting go, that surrender is not weak, because they then found peace. Taking a fall or trip to break patterns, to stop juggling, to drop the facade, to get back on the horse, to bring good news and lead the way to the high priestess or higher self, the silent partner, to co-create, to work, to marry, or Scorpio fighting their way through to get to Pisces or Virgo, perhaps a silent Aquarius? And soon here is the Seven of Cups upright, taking the steps or stairway to heaven, or the Queen of Swords upright with the Emperor and Knight of Wands downstairs, connecting one-to-one while the Hermit is upstairs, consulting or consoling the one in pain, which could be a King of Wands reversed. The Queen of Cups reversed here too. Perhaps the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands are getting the Emperor to pay the King of Swords reversed or offer him the means to heal himself. Or the Queen of Swords upright here could also be the Hermit or Virgo shedding light and telling the Emperor and the Knight of Wands what they found coming together, connecting to help the King of Swords reversed who fell and got hurt. Or the Knight of Wands is the go-between between the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords reversed. Okay, these two are here, and then we have the Knight of Wands, and remember that Lady Liberty and Ellis Island come up as these two. And then here we have the Emperor between them, which is coming up as like the power structures of the US. And then also she may be in a split with this one over here, or there could be two people coming in. This also can represent lawyers of two different parties as well. So they may be asking the Emperor to help. Perhaps the King of Wands reversed is injured without the means to pay the King of Swords reversed. So partners work out a deal or a payment plan. The Cancer energy here of the Queen of Cups reversed, which is so Cancer, right? The Queen of Cups, is coming clean with the Knight of Swords reversed, or dealing with a sneaky Knight of Swords reversed, or an abusive Knight of Swords reversed. They can be verbally abusive, or they could be lying or withholding information, or just totally shut down and not talking at all, not telling the whole truth. And that could be the Aquarius that's not talking. Not telling the whole truth or holding back an announcement about divorce or a break in commitment, religion, or without choice. The King of Pentacles upright, awake or aware or some kind of realization of the Empress who's not working or not aligned or not organized or just not working out, or the Empress putting herself above the King of Pentacles, along with the Knight of Swords reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed. I'm just getting bad company. So maybe because he's in bad company, she doesn't want to be associated with that. And this could be in a divorce or alternative belief systems with Aries upright, Taurus reversed, Pisces or Capricorn reversed, and Taurus upright. Or is the Empress having a thing with their pastor? I keep seeing the Empress and the Hierophant together. I swear they're having some kind of thing together. It doesn't have to be a sexual relationship, but it is a hidden relationship, or it could be someone who's super religious, who's more bound to this religious person than they are to their partner. It could be a religious leader, or are the parents concerned that their kids are dealing with a cult, or the Queen of Cups reversed may now regret getting the Page of Wands upright and the Queen of Wands upright, who could both be children actually, or they regret getting together, where the feminine is much older than the masculine here, or a lot of grandkids depending on the Emperor and the Empress here. That could be kids or grandkids, but it's more likely grandkids here. As around the Cancer energy, or how they may be seen, is the Queen of Cups reversed next to the wounded warrior here. Perhaps the King of Wands reversed is this wounded warrior. After the Knight of Pentacles reversed turned their back on the Knight of Cups here, offering love to the Fool, or to free the Queen of Pentacles reversed. And now I'm just remembering something else that just came up today. I was guided to look up Agati, right? So I've brought up Agate before, and I keep getting referred to Mesopotamia. So there's Agade was an area in Mesopotamia where the 33 degree, 44 degree line is. And it's also a gate, right? A gate, it's a gate. And I was guided to look up a gate, or to see what came up. And what came up was Agathos, the god. and he was represented by a snake. And there was a picture in Wikipedia of Serapis with Agathos depicted as a snake. And Serapis had his eyes like bulging wide open. It's 8:44 on the clock, by the way. He looked like he was scared, like his eyes were wide open. It was a bronze depiction. And the snake was at his heels, and that was supposed to be Agathos. So it was literally the fool with the snake at their heels. So I don't know if that's where the card came from, but that's what I got immediately as soon as I saw the picture. So here is the Fool, the Knight of Cups offering love to the Fool, or to free the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and share or settle out. Or while the Knight of Swords reversed and the Knight of Pentacles here, who may be dueling it out, the Knight of Cups and the Fool or Aries take a walk or a hike until the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed have it all sorted out. The block is the King of Wands reversed, dumping a load or burden or all their responsibilities, or perhaps the King of Swords dumped all the responsibilities on him. After the King of Swords may have confessed, or the King of Swords reversed dumped everything on the King of Wands reversed, in mediation or with a judge or Libra, now that the worst is over. Perhaps this is a court case that's almost over and somebody's worried about this. They're thinking about this going to court, worried about money going to the King of Swords reversed and the King of Wands reversed, because they could be together as well, or a judge or mediator or Libra being in their favor, and somebody worried about this. As the moon is reversed between the King of Swords reversed and the King of Wands reversed, perhaps the judge is in their chambers discussing with the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands, which could be this energy here, the steps to take to come to an amount of payment or time to serve or parole if someone's could go to jail. Both may be up early, or a deception between them, as the hermit's at home shedding light on what's ailing or schooling the golden goose, or prepping the wounded warrior to stay quiet in court or at mediation, with Virgo and or Libra, where Virgo and or Libra will keep them in check. Or destined Virgo-Libra union or celebration here, and wounded warrior doesn't like it and is triggered or set on dumping on others, pushing buttons, overwhelmed, post-war within, with patient angel or two sides of Sagittarius, that could be Cancer coming up as well, and now keeping to self to keep energy clear and peace of mind, keeping their thoughts to themselves to bridge in a happy ending where the defense rests, or defenseless Queen of Wands to temptation with the King of Cups upright, who's with the kids here, the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands. Perhaps the King of Wands reverse is pissed off because they don't want the quote-unquote devil around their children, which could be the Queen of Wands' father, brother, or third party, or new guy. Grieving deception and divorce, or having to get up early to break a commitment. With Cancer reversed versus Taurus reversed, or Six of Cups reversed with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, and the Four of Wands upright here in the end. This could be siblings or relatives in court over a house, or getting an inheritance to go to a trust with a responsible party so that the irresponsible children don't get their hands on it before they're ready. Or the battle over who has control of the money, and will they do what's best for the children, or will they spend it? Or it could just be a control issue, right, between siblings, like who gets to have control. The challenge is the Queen of Wands upright, blocked by the King of Wands reversed. Perhaps the Queen of Wands is with the Page of Wands, and the King of Wands reversed is stuck with the wounded warrior or the more difficult child, and that could be an older child as well. Or the Queen of Cups reversed may be upset that the Queen of Wands is spoiling the Page of Wands. Perhaps Cancer Queen of Cups reversed seeks, or the Queen of Cups and the Page seek to study or investigate the Queen of Wands upright and the King of Wands reversed and their deception in romance. So they could also be a duo who's trying to scam someone. Or the Knight of Pentacles reversed may be mad that the Knight of Cups is being nice to the Queen of Pentacles reversed and sharing. or the Queen of Wands and King of Cups are codependently giving the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands a big party, even though they've been really bad and they don't deserve one. And how will they ever learn? The Queen of Wands could also be between the King of Swords reversed and the King of Wands reversed, or two lovers, or always gives in to their children's or childlike desires. The Queen of Swords is upright, present with the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Empress upright, who may be overwhelmed, triggered, or receiving no love from those in exile or out in the cold, injured or ill, or no love, no sex. And then who's the injured party? Taurus upright versus Cancer and or Pisces reversed, or Scorpio versus Aquarius, one dependent or spendy, and the other manipulative or insecure without tools of the trade. Those injured, in exile or homeless, and or antisocial or bored and needing to recover and start over. The Queen of Cups reversed with the Nine of Wands, wounded warrior, assessing the worth of reaping rewards with the Page of Wands, challenged by the Queen of Wands, taking steps or going upstairs to the King of Wands reversed and the King of Swords reversed, at first light, grieving loss or regret, a broken commitment or alternative belief systems, with the Six of Cups reversed, falling out, with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, and community, of loss or dysfunction there, over the Four of Wands, house, home, stability, union, or party, or big celebration. And did the Ten of Pentacles reverse, family, business, or community, pay the Queen of Cups reversed to get them the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Nine of Pentacles reversed out of the house, or kick them out, so that the Page of Wands and Queen of Wands could get into the house? Or the Queen of Swords with a gift for the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Empress, and they didn't like it and hurt their feelings with their truth, leading the Queen of Pentacles reversed to assess the worth, tucked away in the E-Tower, bored, or grounding and integrating the Page of Wands, inspiration or excitement, challenged by the Queen of Wands' control. And the King of Swords reversed and Queen of Cups reversed, taking steps, looking at their options, with the Nine of Wands, wounded warrior, and the King of Wands reversed, perhaps up all night grieving with lack of commitment or alternative belief systems of the Six of Cups reversed, spending all the Ten of Pentacles reversed, money or abundance, on the Four of Wands, house or party. Perhaps two young kids are getting married and expecting the parents to throw them an expensive wedding and or buy them a house. The King of Swords reversed could be Gemini, upright, or Aquarius reversed. Could be Libra too, but more likely Gemini or Aquarius there. But that can be, the Knight of Swords could be separate from the King of Swords. They're both reversed. And one could be a Gemini or Aquarius, and the other one could be a Libra, perhaps. They could both be Aquarius as well. But the Queen of Cups reversed and the King of Wands reversed are being replaced by the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Perhaps that King of Swords, Gemini or Aquarius, could be in a fallout with Scorpio or Queen of Wands, and or the Queen of Cups reversed and King of Wands reversed being replaced by the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Perhaps the King of Cups upright, who fit the replacement, who then fits right in, or the King of Cups left the Cups family for the Wands family, and or the Queen of Cups reversed and King of Wands reversed had an affair, and now the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups are together with the two kids, Page of Swords and Page of Wands, and happy with the Four of Wands house. And is someone attaching themselves to the kids for their money or future inheritance, which is very significant because the Queen of Wands always comes up as the thief in another deck. And a lot of times they'll come up together as a scamming couple to get in with the kid, because they may get an inheritance. So that's coming up, and that's come up randomly here and there, but a lot over the years. So this may be something that's been being planned over years. So it could actually be relatives or in-laws in the family, that kind of thing. So then I pulled some medicine cards yesterday. The 35 in the underlying energy came up as the horse. So the King of Wands reversed definitely is Sagittarius energy, or has Sagittarius in their chart of the wounded warrior. The Queen of Wands could also be Leo or Pisces, or the Queen of Cups reversed, of course, could be Cancer right there, but also could be Pisces energy. And the Queen of Swords upright, Aquarius or Star, she could be Libra as well. And then the King of Swords reversed definitely could be Gemini with Aquarius in their chart, or twin flame lover who needs to apologize. And again, that's a very rare thing, so it's not going to apply to all of you. Leo loves everyone, right? Leo's very playful. And it comes up as the playful otter here. The Leo loves everyone, but there's a turkey in the group causing the mouths to obsessively organize. The Queen of Swords, a Black Panther, or hangs with one, and the Mountain Lion out front. The Knight of Swords reverse could be a negative Aquarius, and the King of Swords reverse could be a Libra in a negative place or sad, grounding and integrating the humming bird and or her harvest with dragonfly with new passion rejected by the King of Wands reverse, wounded warrior, Sagittarius. There could be Cancer in there too. So I have a few new decks, and I was playing with them a little bit for Cancer and meditating. And I saw another meditation I had of the shaman riding in and then becoming the gentleman on a horse. So the shaman was riding in really fast and powerfully, you know, that fire energy. And they had a mohawk, but they're a beautiful man. It wasn't a violent energy, it was very beautiful. And then turned or morphed into the French gentleman. That's when D'Artagnan came in my read. And he was just very calmly, with that air of kind of arrogance, but beautiful, walking around the circle, assessing the situation, which is a very Cancer thing, right? The crab. So, but then I was getting this negative energy because I forget what the movie's called. It's about religious sex and their rituals and traditions, and how like the religious leader would get away with having sex with all of the young girls. And this energy was coming out of this energy today. It wasn't the same as when I got it before. It was, again, there's this energy of someone having sex with all the young girls. So there's some kind of predator in the mix here. So then the circle squared was coming up. The circle squared, literally, right, it would be circle times circle, which would be circle next to circle, which would be the infinity symbol of dancing both side to side and up and down and all around. The circle square represents being able to see the arc of energy that rises from the object or mass. Actually, again, that arc of energy from the line. The line is more of a linear energy, and then the arc is the energy that's actually spiraling. So actually the squared circle is radiating. The square squared is like a window, right? It's two squares next to each other. It's a bigger window so that you can reflect yourself. Squared to fit or align, make level, smooth transition. And then I was guided to break down Cancer, the name Cancer. So it was coming up as the C for me is that bridge or leap. It's also Christ consciousness. And it's also the parenthesis. And then we have AN, which is one, and also on, anu. And then C again, so two bridges with the one in the middle comes up as the one who sets that dinner plate. The one and the zero in the middle, the singularity. When Father comes into the space between, when two are aligned, so when two come together in the same space and align, then Father can come into that space because it's been cleared. So here's that energy of prayer, right? So the one who can do this is Cancer. The CIC-er also, or one who kids, one who, testicle and chickpea also came up with that. And this, the cayenne sky, right? That beautiful aqua blue green. The remote pastures, distant world of sea-er, one who mocks or laughs at or treats with disdain or makes a laughingstock, but also can ground, land, place, and world, the can of water they can hope and rely on. The bridge, one that can bring the two bridges together, bring them at the dinner table, one to one. one who can 101er. So now we get this visual of 101 and the salt of the earth in the middle. One who feeds dinner, where two come together in prayer, so does Father, can then be seen at the table. The Cancer crab dances around the issue to get you to go straight to the source and find the answer yourself while enjoying each other's company. Cancer circles around the square and stays on the perimeter for an easy out, a need to retreat or re-eat, a need to fill up the tank or go back and eat. It's very important for Cancer. So food is a very significant part of Cancer's life. Also could be an addiction for Cancer and gain weight. So then we have, again, I wrote down the shaman Mohawk and the gentleman D'Artagnan, which means of bear. And bear is B and R, or be ear, to hear. And also 88 Bursa came up. I forget where I got that from. But that came up too. And 8A's Lionsgate. And again, the energy of Ursa major and minor, which is the dippers and the bear. But to be the ear, to listen to others. The shaman rides in to save the day, and gentleman cleans up real nice to pray before meals and assess the situation. So again, Agathos came up, which means noble spirit, and was connected to Zeus and Serapis Bey. And libations were made to Agathos and Zeus, and some think that he was just an epithet of Zeus, but they would make libations after the meal, which is pouring of liquid, and at death in Sumerian times, they thought they went to the Kur in the ground in the afterlife, right? So they'd pour libations or liquids into the grave through clay pipes so that they could drink. The Oracle of the Potter came up, which was really weird because Potter came up in something else today, and then predicted, the Oracle of Potter was what predicted the doom of Alexandria. Now I want to show you these cards because the pipe that just came up, they would put a clay pipe into the ground so that they could drink. And this is the way the past life cards came up today. All right, so the underlying energies, I'll go over them when I get there. But these are the two cards that came out. And this is how they came out, right? The unicorn's horn going into the pipe of the ship that's coming into the harbor, connecting the third eye, right, or the unicorn there, into the pipe, as I literally had some pipe work done today. All right, so that fits right into that slot. Look at that. I mean, it's such a powerful energy there. And this is twisted, so it's drilling. It's drilling out inside. But this was coming up as ship to shore, right? So it's like the unicorn is the feminine honing device so that the ship knows exactly where to come, right? It's like it's sending out sound signals where the ship knows exactly where to pull into the harbor. I just wanted to show you that because it also comes up right here. It's between, 90 degrees and it's between 90 degrees and 180 degrees here, this angle here. But when I looked at it more exactly, it's actually around 144 degrees. So this was coming up as that 144 degree angle. So, Serapis Bey comes from Osiris. It's like the morphing from Osiris to Osiris Apis, which then becomes Serapis Bey. Okay, it's all the same energy progressing. So they could, be one and the same energy. And then we have the energy is Agathos, actually an epithet of Zeus. Really interesting. But both of them came up around 5 BC and then 3 BC. So it wasn't, like Sumerian times. And again, that statue, that bronze statue of the Fool came up with agathos. So I pulled from my mixed deck of the Lenormand Kipper deck, or Lenormand Reverie and Kipper decks, and the underlying energy was the 14, a message of concern, with the 16, 6 of cups, and then the 25 of the Ace of Wands. With prior to that, the underlying energy of bad health, the 6 of the King of Wands made a breakthrough through the storm, like the sun came out, away from the group, away from that 31, away from the hospital or illness or injury. The King of Wands to the Queen of Pentacles, taking a leap of faith. Remember, they were both reversed in this read. Taking a leap of faith and a choice of path, with the Queen of Wands snake in the vehicle nipping at their heels. But that could be, right, someone who volunteered to do that, to be in the snake position of nipping at their heels as the flame, to light a flame under your butt to get you going and do what you need to do. Gemini, Aries, Cancer, Leo. Since May 31st came up as a date, through 6/22, through 7/8 and 7/14, or a false person, or this could be August 14th as well, or a false person sees a message of concern to patient angel. All fire signs came up right here. And then 16 and 25, again, 16 being 4 times 4, the letter D, and 25 being 5 times 5, or the letter E. So it brought up the 9 and 16 is 25, and the 16 and 36 is 52. Again, the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Swords, and they're both upright right there. The sudden star or event with the 6 of Cups, Scorpio, and the Knight of Wands, committed to a new passion or sudden proposal. Could be a woman pretending to be a man, or a couple doing this on purpose, right? This could be someone like calling someone else and then listening in on the call, like a couple doing it together when it's just one person talking to the other one on the phone. Sending a message to patient angel. And again, 8/14 and 8/16 were coming up as the tower of some kind of sudden event with the 6 of Cups that are upright, or finding out that Scorpio is suddenly married. So Cancer, again, was taking me back to Cancer here, which is the 2 C's, or the parentheses, with the 1 in the middle, and the one who does this, or makes pi, the C and the on, and is the seer. And then I watched the Scientology movie last night. So I was guided to break down Scientology as well, because scient means Scientology means the study of being aware. So the word isn't something negative, right? It's just the distortion that's happened in that sect, right? So the energy of Agata was coming back with that, with agathos. Yes, the Scientology was breaking up into, yes, the giant talking tree of being, feeling, and Agata, the god of a billion years. And it was taking me back to Hydra, which is the snake with multiple heads. And I actually saw an Instagram with a snake with 2 heads. I don't know if that was today or yesterday. But the energy of Sophia and Christ, I am, the giant talking tree, a being, feeling, agathos, God, from a billion years ago. Agata, a gate, good, and a billion years. From the serpent's mouth, direct from the serpent's or snake's mouth. And also the serpent was rated as something higher, more spiritual than the snake. And agathos, on the road. And then again, the stone agate was coming up as well. It also means a testicle and 1/14 of an inch. As 8/14 and 7/14 both came up. So agathos is good. It's agate. And also plantain and bananas came up with that. Earliness, eating breakfast, to build, rich man, and big brother. And also chair and ladder came up with that. So today when I got up, I started again drawing the pictures of something I woke up with the other morning, which was a circle of the snakes, but not the snake eating its tail. It's two snakes as one, where they're looking at each other from opposite ends, and it looks like a bow, okay? And again, a lot about the alpha and omega shapes coming together. So the omega, horseshoe, with the triangle, which the line across, the A. And when you put them together, the line across the A naturally is made by the omega circle. So I pulled from the past life deck, which I just showed you. And I'm going to take you back to where I started from. All right, so those are the cards I showed you. Right? Both cards, most of the decks are not this bright white and shiny, okay? So it's really pure energy. Where this started in the underlying energy was here, from galactic, Asia, biblical, right, the carpenter, the monk or nun, and then the arts, all right? So this is the underlying energy there. So after galactic and Asia were biblical, monk and nun, and the arts, and Bible Monday was coming up, as today's Monday. Galactic comes up as the galact of the inner child, as Ea, and the bi-monad was coming up, or op-monoidal, or having a natural family of distributive morphisms and an identity morphism that are coherent. And again, the energy like an arrow in a category when you're dealing with molecules and stuff that kind of lead you in the right direction. Or I was getting identified by location or direction, or identified by what they would morph into. And it was really funny too, because as I'm searching the word in Wiktionary, with bi-monad, Biden came up, B-I-D-O-N, which was cracking me up. And then the monopole, a magnetic monopole as well. The electric power transmission line having one direct current conductor and a ground to the earth. Or an appellation or naming owned by a single winery, or designated as and named as their location to make it an easy, identification. The magnetic monopole is a hypothetical particle having an isolated north and south pole, a magnetic equivalent of an isolated electric charge. So bi-month was coming up with the words from these cards, as well as erts, which is like earth, but also erts is a word of P and to be and exist. The bi or biblical mont, which is the mountain, but also the clock and the watch and the plateau. What goes around comes around, the approach to drive. And in Latin, montem, and mondo, the world. Boasting, conceit, or bragging and arrogance can come up here. And the mouth, again gossip, and the hill, and Bunyan also came up. So the bi mountain earths, and what goes around comes around. Bi month to be and exist. 2 P's and 2 worlds are the clock and the mouth. Be careful of any conceit or arrogance coming out. The galactic or gal act, inner child, as Ea, with galactic and Asia coming up. And remember, biblical comes up, but remember in other countries, biblio is the library, the bibliothèque. The carpenter with the MO of the arts here. The carpenter, monk, and nun, and tea hearts. The biblical mont hearts, or library of people's remembrance. In the heart, the arts. And remember the word art, too, is a root. A root. The hammering in the nails, which I actually had to hammer a nail on the floor this morning too, and making space for the fourth leg. The bi, mon, cor, nu. The T arts. The arts is the capital T and then he arts. But again, theater roots were coming up here. And the word manco, which means mutilated, crippled, incomplete, or booger. The Bible incomplete or distorted or made new by the arts, the creative arts, the theater arts, right? Thea roots also came up, which is also T roots coming up as the arts, the T arts. The arts is dishing tea. Quiet ones, right? So the ones who don't gossip and keep quiet, they gossip through their musical instruments to tell their secrets. That's what was coming up, right? It's another way to funnel through. The carpenter to priest, right? Or Jesus to his confidential, right, person, and the art of expressing through music and or building things. The hammer and the beating of the drum, the pick for pulling strings and the keys to get in the door, and reeds to tighten your lips. As the ships come in, all shiny, white, and new, piping in, like I told you, I was having some pipes fixed today, piping in to the unicorn, BIM on corn 1. The ship taps in through the unicorn's twisted horn, the drill, the drilling of the pipes. And again, I'm getting the drilling of practicing stuff over and over again. Drilling of the pipes and the horse's horn, or the unicorn, in the ship's hull, like I showed you. A direct line, ship to shore, Sophia's hip to whore, which H-O-R-E is the village, mud, hair, or. Of course, it's the whore as well, but also the hora dance and the noise and the bustle. Sh, I-P, and sh-O-R-E. Sh, I-P, so sh, or E, which is or else. And then Eeyore came up, which was coming up in one of my other reads as the feminine to the masculine's A-O-K. So 1-to-1 IP address from ship to shore. Sophia's 1-to-1 IPS versus UPS. Ship to shore delivery service, where none the wiser, as in monk and nun, where none the wiser. The unicorn wisdom. The kingdom, the eldom, the edom, and the wisdom. So all of these dumbs kept coming up this week. I actually brought it up on my last video. The letter eldom and the edom with the kingdom and the wisdom, which references the father and the mother, the king and the wise one, right? The mother there. And then the eldom and edom come up as El, which is an Enlil, and E is Ea. You need both of the brothers, the dark and the light, to balance things out, just like the masculine and the feminine, or the mother and the father. The kingdom's wisdom is L and E. To use is the earth's axis, spinning at the poles. Om. The human co-creation of DOM is the divine spin of the planet and the Om, right? The music of the spheres. The Do-M, which is co-creation, or of Om, of home. The king is the key, which is earth, and the NG, which is the Christ-God connection. And the wisdom is the WIS of the two U's, I, Sophia, as we are all part of earth and Sophia. And the dome, which is the planet or earth home. The earth key Christed God, which is that Y of the tree, and two U's I of Sophia, the canopy of the X, the canopy of the tree, the spinning top. This beautiful new ship is the divine masculine coming in, and pure unicorn, divine feminine third eye and unicorn radiating out. She the radio signal to ship, so the ship knows where to go. The lighthouse, now that the storm has cleared, and the ship is spanking new, at 144 degrees angle, which leaves 36 degrees left to make that straight line to the 180 degrees, which is half of a circle with 90 degrees radius. So the Gala, or the galactic, the Gala, or God Allah, quarter of the inner child, as Ea and BM, the arts, which then brings up the farts. The digamma twin flame arts was also coming up. And then the letters GABMT of Georgia beam to the singularity. And the beam is the ray, right? The Georgia ray. And now I'm getting Ray Charles. And I was getting that before too. Stevie Ray. So Steve and Ray. So the blind with their blinders on, right? The horses with their blinders on. The Georgia beam and the singularity, which represents the tree, right? The canopy of the tree, which is the feminine. And Georgia B. Mont, which is the mountain. She be the mountain. And then Gab was coming up, right? The gift of Gab, Mont, hearts. Month, Ertz. The energy of, then I looked up GA to see all the definitions of GA, and then, so we have GAB and BMT as well, which BMT is Brooklyn to Manhattan transit, basic military training, and bone marrow transplant. So GABMT literally translates here as the ray of light, or being happy, the happy brook, to be Rook, or the Merlin, lighting up, and waterfall, which is the heartbeat, the man in the tan hat tipping it over, or letting the light out of the top, the lighthouse. And then I was getting him calling her the brick house. She's really strong. To be beyond that which can't be described, above the mountaintop, to ships of wisdom and higher. A bridge of 144 degrees angle, a slight bow of 36 degrees atlas left over. The line that isn't a line, because nothing is straight, the arc of 144 degrees angle where Atlas can hold the weight of the world. Using strings and keys, the two-gate holder, Atlas and Hercules, his strength, her harvest, autumn, fall, reap, win, air and fire, or plasma, ether. And then 144 degrees equals about 2.5132 radians for someone who needs to know that. And the other Potter thing that came up was, I looked up something bridge. What did I look up? I forget. But what came up was Potter County, Route 144 bridge, and then State Road 144 bridge being made over. This was an April 30th print this year, and that was in Indiana over Moose Creek, and then KORN, corn country, which is the way corn was coming up in the words in the cards, and that was 100.3. So from the Fortunes Oracle, I also pulled you some cards. This was from today. And it also started with the unicorn and the underlying energy, 33, which is that Christ vibration. For me, that's also the 4D bridge. And it started out with the mother and father of the 3 and the 4 of beware and birth. And then the cracker, which is like the fireworks of July 4th. After the 33 unicorn, the 2 of the angel. Here's the 2 of the angel, and then the cracker. All right, these were the underlying energies here. Of the 2-horse carriage with angels at the lead, after the mother-father crossroads, or the vertical and the horizontal, come together at the intersection at Sophia Mass, or Christmas in July. The 34/7 energetic exchange on the 33 bridge. Now we have EE facing 3-3 bridge, with unicorn gate holders, an angel with chariot on the other side, that pot of gold, or fireworks, as the numbers were 3, 4, 33, and then 2 and 7. After the 18 of the lovers, the 32 of transition, 28 of the snake, 10 of the fire, and 1 of abundance, and 20 of marriage. This was all prior to what I just told you. The lover's romance of Gemini journey of transformation to break the chains through the Gemini season, to rebuild connection naturally. The 28 snake and choice of path that lights the fire of abundance, The one of the divine masculine, or the magician, of one for all and all for one. At marital, and I was getting, instead of married, I was getting maritime, or of the sea, right? One for all and all for one. At marital or maritime wake-up call of the Empress and the Emperor, of the two plus signs, right? The 11 connecting vertically, and then having that horizontal bridge, making the 8, of both connecting to fathers, so horizontal bridge can open to the angelic realms, and with higher self, the key to cracker, the one who cracks, who breaks the chain. The chain is the CH of the horsepower and AIN. The higher self, or one who gels, and key of cracker, who lights a fire under them. So these are the cards that came out, the dragonfly, and then these three came out together, of patience, chariot, and the proposal, which is the Queen of Wands, the lovers, and the Ace of Wands, and the strength card with the 8. And I posted strength card today as my Atlas and Hercules. So the chain, again, CH is horsepower, and has a lot of other acronyms, horsepower, of one woman, and also AA, which Archangel keeps coming up as archangel. And there's that 144 degrees that came in today. Of on, or one, always still, incessantly on and on. The I of ayin, or rite, ritual, ceremony. At us, our fishhook, still, even yet, own, iron shackles, one's own, belonging to leg and steel, and nevertheless, which was interesting too, because when I was looking at the cards' words, kingless also came up when I was looking up a word. The horsepower of one woman's eye at the arch angle, 144 degrees, on, or one, AN, always watching incessantly, nevertheless, at us, which came up as EC, our fish hook and shackles, even keel, leg of steel. The horsepower ritual, and this came up online when I was looking it up to see if there was anything significant there, and this was at 144. The Elden Ring, or ritual sword, talisman location, and this was some kind of game, raises attack when HP is full. And then a Cabal ritual came up, which is also a game. It looked like a game card. Again, about horsepower. And then Imperial horsepower versus metric horsepower came up, which is 745.7 watts versus 735.5 watts. And the term was by Scottish engineer James Watt to compare output of steam engines with the power of draft horses. And that Cabal ritual game site came up. It said Torment, or TOR, and number 51, which is the King of Swords, and Scryfall magic. So some of you may be familiar with it. I don't know. Now, in Europe, they don't use the unit of they don't use the traditional unit measurement anymore. They only use it as a supplemental unit of measurement in the EU. So the measurement was that a horse could turn a mill wheel 144 times in 1 hour, which would be then 2.4 times a minute, which is there's the 24 of the Queen of Wands. The wheel would be 12 feet in radius, and the horse traveled 2.4 times 2 pi times 12 feet in 1 minute, and could pull with a force of 180 pounds force. So again, then it brought up all the different acronyms of horsepower: HP, PS, KM, CV, HK, LE, L and IA. And then CV is in French, Italian, Spanish. They're all very similar. Cavallo vapore, or caballo de vapor. So obviously power is vapor. And the water wheel that turns 144 times in an hour. And then this address from 144 water wheel way in Sonoa, Georgia came up, as well as in Clarksville, Tennessee. And then the bolt circle measurement came up, which is 144, where when you have 4 bolts in a tire, the invisible circle around the bolts is 144 millimeters. It's called the 144 pattern, or pitch circle diameter, PCD. And there's the C and D again coming up. And there's several makes of cars that use the 4, so the 4 bolts is cheaper, but it is also 144, very significant. So it's cheaper. That doesn't mean it's worse. It's just, you know, it's a stronger resistance to break down when you have 5 bolts on your wheel in case one gets loose, etc. So horsepower then is horse vapor, and vapor equals Eden. And so the horsepower is 144 times per hour, and the horsepower is then where air meets water, because it's vapor, in the plasma ether, which is the first breath, the Holy Spirit coming through to create a human being. So turning that 12-foot wheel 144 times per hour with 180 pounds force, which comes up as the leap, right, the arc of the line, with 36 of Atlas hauling ass, right, carrying the weight of the world, with 4-bolt wheel, which equals 144 pitch circle diameter. The Horsepower Ranch also came up, which is a wedding venue in Central Florida on a ranch, 280 Campbell Ranch Run. And then the underlying energy of the cracker, where the cracker is the one who cracks the chain. The unicorn 144-degree arch or bridge. And then was coming up, the unicorn was coming up as the horn, the nose. And then the first card was the 8 of the dragonfly. 2 is 1 and a beautiful mind. And then 24, 6, and 27 of patience, which is the hourglass, the chariot of Cinderella, and the proposal with rings. July and August, or Cancer to Leo. The 24 of Lionsgate, 888, and the Queen of Wands with patience in the lover's chariot, to get to the 27 of the proposal or linked rings, 2 to 7, angel and cracker, where we had the numbers of 24 to 6 and to 7, but where's the 2, 5? That wasn't missing. Where's Waldo? So at 222 with Pisces or Virgo and Cancer or Sagittarius. And then the 27 for me is the Queen's Gambit, because 2 is like Q, and the 7 is like the second circle next to the Q in the Queen's Gambit. It makes a Vesica Pisces. The Queen's Gambit. So where's the 5 in this? The 24, 6, 7, but there's no 5. So one who gels here with the angel, and one who cracks, the dance in an 8 shape, side to side and up and down, as 2 as 1, and a beautiful mine, mining for a heart of gold. So the Neil Young came up here. Oh, you have to, so funny. The next line I was going to read you, and I'm getting old. Neil Young, you have to, someone's saying I have to kneel while I'm still young enough to do so, because I'm getting old. Getting out of mind and into mine, from the letter D to the letter E in a circular fashion, because that then represents the crossing of that bridge. The D, I have to show you this, right? So the D is one line and the arch, but they're also 2 lines because they're the same. It's two dots and a line between, but they're really an arc energetically. So then the E is the other arc, and the horizontal line, here's the vertical line. So the 2 1s, which is this and this, right, with little caps on there showing the direction, to the H, 1 to 1, that 2 is capped to hat. The vertical and horizontal, and the earth axis spin, which is the D, to leap within. Okay, so I'm going to show you the next line, because we have the D here equals 11 plus the parentheses, and then the E is this as straight lines, or what I was getting earlier too, I had shown before the Y, which is the expanding out, and then the pitchfork or the trident represents the Y in the opposite direction of holding. This is branching out, and then this is holding. But here it's showing the Y and the trident with motion, bending. It's literally the tree, which can't bend, making an effort to bend. The Y and the trident, or the energy of the Taurus, the 2, and the trident 3, bending to reach, and 2-3 is the King of Wands. The tree of the Y, which is the masculine energy, and remember the X is the feminine canopy. But in this example, the feminine is the Y energy, and the masculine is the holding energy of the trident, which actually comes up from the cards in my deck of the dragons. So he's the dragon and she's the angel. And then here's the tree of the masculine bending to reach the feminine, which has been the flexible one running around the tree, right, bending to them. The tree is the tree is there with the C of the flexible one, to have or exude, and then the opposite, to hold, who become flexible here to reach out and touch someone, where the divine masculine does the work, to have and to hold. The dragonfly, which I don't know if you've ever seen 2 dragonflies come together, but they both look like 2 sticks that come together and make one stick, and then they fold in half and become a heart pulsing and make love. The dragonfly, which was coming up as the B squared dragonfly, instead of a D, it was coming up as a B, as in 2 Ds, and D squared, and the fashion designers are coming up again. They link up and become all heart. Through the hourglass and the sands of time, squeezing into the chariot. Now listen to this line, it's very important. Of the hourglass, the smaller the waist, the slower the time. So there's no time to waste, just mind over matter to mine. Once the 8 becomes the H, the 3rd bridge, you're linked in. But they're saying the longer it takes, the more clear you are, the less waste there is. 2 down and a 3rd across. 2-3 is the 23 of the King of Wands, is the 5 that gets you 1 to 1. After 24, 26, 27, which add up to 77 in sovereignty, which is the 8-year, 10-year, and 11-year, which is 29 and being present to the gift, then the 25 comes in of 24, 25, 26, 27, which are years 8, 9, 10, and 11, which the 4 numbers equal 102, which is now being at the dinner table with the masculine and the feminine and source between. And the 8, 9, 10, 11 equals 38, which is the Queen of Cups, which is your energy right here. And then, so we have the sovereign at present in 2024, as the divine masculine and divine feminine are at dinner with the Queen of Cups in 2025. Leaping home in final transition with source support to the 10 of Cups, because then ultimately, when you add year 28, which is the 12 year, you come to 130 and 50, which 130 is the final transition. 13 is, right, the transition to the other side, and then 0 is source support of that. And the 50 is the 10 of Cups. It's the ultimate emotional fulfillment of the family. To leap home in the final transition with source support to the 10 of Cups ultimate family fulfillment 2030, remember that the 8 and the 9 come in together at the same time in the 698 pod. But the 25 is not seen yet. But the 26 and 27 are already made manifest. The 4th quarter of 888, and which is Lionsgate this year, and then 25 of next year, and the 5 to 8, which is Grease Lightning, 5 and 8 is freedom and power. In overtime, which 5 to 8 is 7:55, which I woke up at 7:55 this morning, which is so funny, which is the chariot and the truth. The chariot truth, or the sword of the unicorn, of the ship to shore, the picture I showed you of the ship coming into the unicorn. As 5 to 8 is actually the dance of 5 to 2. The 8 is the 2 still moving around in that greased lightning. of the 25 of the Knight of Wands to the 52 of the Queen of Swords, over time setting in. The score of 25 to 52. Below, the clock ran out as 102 of them sitting down together at dinner are then back to 77 once they've grounded and integrated. The 25 and 52, the Knight of Wands and Queen of Swords, of Lord Ellis and Lady Liberty. For Eli, right? So Ellis and Liberty come up as Eli for short, which means on, over, and Buzz Lightyear towards to infinity and beyond. Against all odds, woman to be, that is to say, aka to be alive, they, them, and elephant, or to dwell, or to remember that the elephant never forgets. By the way, my brother used to call me Elephant when I was young because he thought it was funny, and he would make the trunk with his arm. So the elephant is the L and the E, again, the brothers B, of Enlil and Enki, a big gesture, sign, a gift, and oil. Sleeping in the rain, L spirit is the elephant. She, he, it, and they, the L and the little l, reflecting the Eli spirit. So then that came up because I didn't know about Eli. And then it brought up Eli from the Bible with the two sons, where he was the high priest, but he didn't keep his two sons in line. So then God said, but you're putting your sons over me. But what really got me about what they posted right there was what section it was from. It was 1 Thessalonians 4:3-4, which I was just dealing with all those numbers. 1 through 4th quarter, 3 to 4, which is the Empress and the Emperor at the intersection of the horizontal and vertical pillars, quarters 1 to 4 infinitely, with the focus on the 3 to 4, the final quarter horse of energetic exchange between the 3 and the 4 on the 33 bridge. So here again we have EE and 33 facing each other. The Empress passes the baton to the Emperor to take it home. Patience in 24, for in 26 the Chariot picks you up. 27 linked. The mystery lies in 25 at 327 here. The quarter where the Knight of Wands courts her. And at 3:50, 2 crows were walking towards each other across the street in front of my steps. When I came up to the window to see them, they flew up to the big tree across the street to the branch up to the right and continued to talk quietly to each other. Okay? Those are your messages. All right, Cancer, I hope you appreciate that. So I'm going to pick up all these cards, if you give me a second. And then we'll just pull a few cards, because I know it's really long already, 1:43. And I am getting a little tired. All right, so let's pick up all these guys. And we'll pull some cards to see what's coming out fresh for you. And see what else is coming up today. Okay. One more, 4 of Cups. Oh, by the way, here's that read I just showed you, in case you want to see it close up. Okay, that's the SIRIAN Starseed deck. And this Rider-Waite mini. I got myself a new mini deck because my other cards were getting really worn. So these guys may be a little bit slippery. Little slippery slope. All right. Oh, and I forgot I still have my elephant there too. That was perfect. Look, these guys just came out together. The red coats are coming. All right, the Hierophant and the Emperor. State versus religion. So church versus state. Sorry, there's some ashes or something on the table here. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to pull a few cards out randomly, and I'll pull some from my other decks a little bit, and we'll see where it goes just for a little bit. I don't want to make it too long for you guys. I haven't been doing all 12 signs, so it's been too busy. So I did Cancer last month, Gemini last month, so I figured I'd do Cancer today. At least get Cancer done. So that's why you get a big, long read. Okay. Oh, he just fell out. There's a proposal again, the Knight of Crystals, or the Knight of Pentacles. This is for the sign of Cancer, for the best and highest good of all who's concerned. For the highest love light available. Any guides, angels, masters who'd like to come in with a message for Cancer today, you are welcome. In the highest order. All right, one more. All right, let's see what comes up for Cancer here. Sign of Cancer. Oh, that came right up. Look at that. 2 of Cups. 3 of Orbs. King of Wands. And they're all coming up separately too. These didn't come up separately. We have the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Wands. See if anything else wants to come up. Yep, got 2 more. And then some Swords energy there. The 9 and 8 of Swords. That's not great. And then the 10 of Wands, which is that Atlas energy of leaving the wounded warrior behind, which is good. So this is something that pops up, that mental activity that then is left behind. It's coming up to be let go, to be released. And then we have the Hanging Man here. And last one, the 9 of Crystals. Perfect. Nice. Pull these over a little bit. And then the bottom of the deck is the 8 of Flames, which is the Arrows of Love. And I love it because this always brings up Color My World for me. So that's really beautiful energies. Let's see what's underneath there too. A lot of fire. Wow. Look at that. From the Strength card. And there's that Ring of Fire energy. And this is usually Leo, but I get a lot of Sagittarius usually from this card as well. We again have the Page of Wands, which was in the center of your last read. The 5 of Wands, or the group. The Waves of Flame. The Ace of Wands. The 6 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands. I never get this many of the same suit all at once, right? So you get a fire major card. I told you, Cancer, you have a lot of fire in your energy right now. Okay? So breaking through the Ring of Fire there. With the Page, and again, this is the feminine giving her power away here to the child. And here's the group and the Waves of Flames. The new passion here, the Olympics, right? The torch. And the 6 of Wands, again, the opening ceremonies, which will be coming up in, I guess, about 2 weeks. The first Olympics start, I think, on the 24th, but the opening ceremony, I don't think, are till the 26th. And then here's the back and forth, the energy, the extreme energy of the Olympics. This is why all this fire is coming up, because it's that energy of the Olympics. Wow. So I'm going to just put these over here. And then we have the world. Look at that, around the world. Right? The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat is what I want to say. And I'm getting the feet. That's a Pisces thing, though. Defeat. Oh, defeat is a Cancer thing. So we have the feet for Pisces and defeat for Cancer. That's funny. All right. I'm Cancer rising, by the way, guys. So I'm just going to put those 2 down. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. So I have my little guys over here. Shuffle these a little bit. So we have this energy of the 2 of Cups coming together, 1-to-1, connecting. And this could be some, bad weather to go through, right? There's a storm. This is the Three of Swords, which can represent heartbreak, but it can also represent healing from that, right? It can represent apologies, and it can represent forgiveness. But I always get this energy of hands across the water and heads across the sky, because it looks like Mr. Bill running across the sky. And we have the King of Wands, and here's this energy exchange over here, and we just have the Page of Wands over there and the King of Wands over here. So there's a connection between the two, whether it's him and his own inner child, or an actual child, or a passionate undertaking. Someone might be excited about something. This could be a birth. It doesn't have to be a human birth. This is a big birthing right here. Somebody could be really excited about the Olympics coming up, about group events, and new passion here, the flame, and then leading the way. So we literally have the flame of leading the way and the group. This card takes these two cards together and morphing into something bigger than they are on their own, to become this spinning energy here of the arrows of love and color my world. Again, the splatter wheel of colors all over the place, of energy all over the place. The Two of Cups, of coming together one to one. I'm getting the H again. This could be a father and son reunion as well. It doesn't have to be a son, but it's masculine-like energy, so it could be a very athletic daughter as well. This could also be someone taking their child to the Olympics, whether they're in the Olympics or a spectator. There's a lot of children in the Olympics. And then we have the Ace of Swords, of the Truth, Excalibur, and the Knight of Wands, all right? So we have, this could be a father and two fiery kids. Or this could be the progression of his mastering of his passions. And again, the truth will set you free. And there's our Knight of Wands. That's Ellis Island, right? He's got a slow burn. He's learned how to master his passions, even though he's only the knight. And here's that shaman energy. And this truth card has the dolphin or porpoise with the truth just below the surface. And this always comes up as the buoy, as the real live buoy. But again, this is that energy like the lighthouse of marking where to be. It's just right there if you just look. It's just right below the surface. You don't have to dig for it. It's just right there. But you do have to look. Right? There has to be some step taken to see it. And this is like the Knight of Wands saying, this is all you have to do is just look. I'm right here. It's right under the surface if you really want to connect with me. And this can represent this Page of Wands becoming the Knight of Wands. They've risen into their truth and wanting to connect with their father or their own master self. And again, this is coming up, your read is coming up as like, everything in our eyes is linear, but everything's actually happening at once. And it's like the mastery is coming in before the knighthood, right? It's very interesting the way this is coming in. Because you are your children, right? You're giving your DNA to your children. So literally, what you have mastered, you've given to your child. And then we have this energy. This is that like kind of fall back into your thoughts and start spinning again, right? Hiding in the woods underground, not wanting to be seen. And then again, hiding in the woods, seeing if the coast is clear to come out. Is somebody playing hide and seek? They could be. But these never come out together like this. They're literally hiding here and then seeing if the coast is clear because they're feeling inspired to come out. And that could be very Cancer. That's really funny. And then the Ten of Flames, again, the Atlas energy of letting the 9 wands go out with only one left, leaving the wounded warrior behind, the victim mentality, in order to reach the lighthouse up here. Right? And then we have the Hanging Man with a right knee block, something with the masculine, right? Some kind of anger in their knee, and trying to see a new perspective, trying to find peace so that they don't get angry, or trying to find what that block is, and this is directly connecting to this King of Wands. And then we have, this leads them to their sovereignty or to their catch, right? The Knight of Pentacles is the one who has got everything they need except perhaps a partner. And maybe they're looking to invest their pentacles in something. But she also has the Wise Owl. Look at that. I didn't even think of that. So they have and they are connected to Sophia over here. Whoops. I told you these guys are slippery. All right. Just one more too. Before they slip right out of my hands. All right. So this underlying fire, can you tell me a little bit about that? The Page of Swords is reversed, along with this Strength, which is this card over here. And this is a really negative, immature verbalization, right? This is a child who's mouthing off. It's someone who's lying or spying or not talking at all because they're mad. But it's really immature messages, right? They're not getting their message across. They're doing it on purpose because they're really immature and they're unhappy about something. And then here's someone taming their beast, right? So it's like the King of Wands, right? Trying to tame his inner beast. And of course there's Leo energy coming up there. And this is about someone trying to get over some kind of loss or regret here. Some sadness. And there's a lot of fire coming up right there. And there's a wake-up call here. There's a big decision or an announcement made here to the wounded warrior. I was just getting to get your shit together. And again, here's, leaving the wounded warrior behind. This is the wounded warrior being left behind as Atlas is carrying that last flame up the steps. Okay? Right? This could be somebody called out, too, on their shit. Right? This wake-up call. With all this fire here. I'm just getting fire engines. I'm getting teddy bear. Because when Teddy was downtown and the fire trucks went by, he started howling with the fire trucks. But when the fire trucks come around here, he doesn't howl to that pitch. But if I play the fire trucks on my phone from downtown, he will howl. So it's all having to do with the exact pitch. And here we have someone on the trumpet with just the right pitch. And again, there's that energy of Gabriel with just the right pitch. I was getting Peter Gabriel. What's that song? The Peter Gabriel. With like the faceless women, I'm thinking. I'm not really seeing it, but I'm getting that feeling of it. All right, the Two of, oh, there we go. The Two of Cups coming up with the Lovers and a whole bunch of other stuff, but they're all upright. That's really cool. And I've used this deck already, so it's been shuffled. The Ten of, oh, that's okay. It's fireworks outside. He gets really afraid. It's okay. Go be with mommy. He's getting better, though. This July 4th, he did a little bit better. We have the Knight of Cups with the Ten of Cups, emotional fulfillment, this really happy family. And here's this Knight of Cups, or the family, offering love here, but it looks more one-to-one. And this is destined. Someone may be knowing that they're going to get schooled about something, but it is destined and it's really positive. But there may be some stuff to go through, right, to get to the other side. Look at that. That's beautiful. You got the Two of Cups and the Lovers upright right there. And here's this poop right here that you have to go through to get to the other side. The Three of Swords is the Temperance card. So some lack of patience here, or impatience, a fallen angel, somebody who was juggling two people, or just performing impatiently, right? And imprisoning themselves, right? This is this energy of not being able to function because you feel imprisoned because of your thoughts. And again, circling around in your mind about this, about having fallen from grace. And there's the King of Wands. He's right here. It's him. And he's worried that he has to, right? This is this energy of implementing a plan or investing some kind of time, money, and energy into facing his fears, doing the work. That's what's coming up, right? Clinging to something, right? Clinging, not wanting to feel the pain of the finality of something, but that this ultimate truth will set him free. I got to put that out there. And then the truth here, and the Knight of Wands. This is a very powerful read, Cancer. Ace of Swords, right on the Ace of Swords. Regarding the past, having to look back. And this could be the King of Wands looking back at his past. And there's the Four of Pentacles, right? The Seven of Pentacles reversed for me is the Divine Feminine's heart in this deck. And this is the Masculine coming out of the Bat Cave. The truth coming in, right, to set you free, to force you to look back, to force you out of the Bat Cave, to take an action as the King of Swords, right? The man of integrity, coming up with the Knight of Wands. I'm interested to see how that comes. I'm not going to put these out, but she's coming up next. That's right here, and she's upright. But he might have to deal with this. This is this Swords energy. There's three women coming up here, right? This could be what he wants. This could be older and younger women. This could be a mother and a spouse or a sister, and then right there, sovereignty as well. So this is what's coming up regarding this stuff here. So let's see what comes out again. The 8, 9 of Swords there. Coming clean. There they are. They came back up. Coming clean, getting clean, cleaning up the act or space. This is facing their fears. We have the 9 of Pentacles, right? The Sovereign Catch. We have the Empress reverse, which could be a mother, right? This could be a mother and her 2 children, right? One is independent, the other is not. The other one's like her, right? They could be very dependent, right? This could be very different energy, right? Because this could be just 2 ungrounded people. This could be someone who expects everyone else to do things for them, like in a passive-aggressive way. Or the other, she could be very aggressive and nasty woman. Or she can just be having issues and be physically ill. And that goes for the Queen of Pentacles as well. This could be like a daughter who's like the mother and a daughter who may be like the father. But this is having to come clean to these people here and then find peace in walking away. I'm not going to put these down either, but I'm going to show them to you. Then we get the Queen of Swords, again with the Knight of Wands over here, the union, the house, the home, the celebration, and speaking about this, and by ending the conflict or about the losing battle and trying to end this conflict. But it feels like finally being able to end it. So let's see what else comes up here. So this is that energy of the 10 of Wands and Atlas, and the Ace of Pentacles reversed with the Emperor reversed. Okay, so he's the one who's got to do this that he doesn't want to do. Or again, I mean, this Emperor could represent the King of Wands again. It could be, we have the Empress reversed over here, so he's got to face the feminines over here, and then he's got to face the masculine here, which could be a father or grandfather energy, an in-law. Right, that could be the powers that be as well. Right, they could both be the powers that be in the masculine and feminine space. And this is about coming together with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community. There's a lot of power right there. And make it something positive with someone negative over here. He could be withholding time, money, and effort here. And then here is this energy of what's not working out. And will they help this energy here get organized or get their ducks in a row? Right? This could be someone who's overworking or malaligned, that things are just not working out, or someone's not physically working out. Again, all this fire here and the need to work out, to get their frustrations out. The Emperor reversed, you know, it could be a father or grandfather who's not doing well, but it could be a boss who's not nice, right? This is someone who abuses their power, or someone who's stepping down from power and withholding time, money, and effort. Perhaps until they come together with this big, abundant body here to see how they could work things out. And then there's excitement here with the Page of Wands, right? Who's over here with the Strength card. So we have all of these different fire figures here. Now, I don't know which one's Leo, which one's which, but I'll tell you what's out here as far as the major arcana. We definitely have Leo and or Sagittarius over there. And then we have, for me, this is Pisces or Capricorn. And those are the only two majors. Yep, in the read, okay? So Saggy or Leo, and then Pisces or Capricorn coming up here as well. And we have someone's really excited about some kind of exciting event, which could be the Olympics. This could be someone having an epiphany or excited for a date. Maybe they're excited to have sex for the first time and hang out. Not working or having issues at work, with the Queen of Swords here again coming out again. So she's coming out again, those same cards that came out before. And the Hangman is this position. So they are being wise, hanging out, trying to see a new perspective, perhaps working on their physicalness. This could be somebody going to the gym as well and doing some exercises when they're not having to work or when they're not at the workplace. Or this is trying to work out the issues at the workplace. And then the Queen of Swords taking care of the home in order to resolve any conflicts there. So what is the energy regarding? And again, remember, this is the Ten of Wands. The Hanging Man, being wise. He's in his power, right? He's very confident and grounded. He's got everything he needs. He's just the step below the Emperor, right? He's the end of the deck besides the Emperor. And this is discomfort and not being able to walk away. Here's walking away within, like leaving all these emotions behind, all organized. But that's not done yet. So he needs to organize these cups to be able to walk away in order to complete things, come full circle, or to connect with this divine feminine or Pisces energy, or any, it doesn't have to be Pisces, but that's naturally Pisces. So it could be not the world and just a Pisces person or a neighbor, or this is, or again, coming full circle, finishing the cycle, dealing with the divine feminine could be coming up, or the girl of your dreams, who may need to ground and integrate the falling out in the past. Perhaps with the King of Cups reversed, and some kind of deception, or someone with Cancer in their chart, or again, maybe having to deal with a second person here, or just this could be a parent, right, who's very detached emotionally or over emotional, perhaps someone who drinks. And then here we have the Nine of Pentacles. And the Magician. And the High Priestess wants to come out too. Wow. Come on. I've never seen such a positive, amazing read right here. You got the sovereign energy with the Magician and the High Priestess. What else wants to come out? And there's that Atlas energy of the weight of the world, right? Finishing the cycle with an opportunity, an invite to take a closer look at the details. That can be the Christ consciousness as well. And perhaps take a ride under the stars, the Queen of Cups. Pretty beautiful. That's all I gotta say. The bottom of the deck ends up being the Two of Swords, which is peace of mind, being in your knowing, keeping your energy clear, right? And not going back into this energy. So some of this will come up to be cleared. It's just coming back in to see it, observe it, let it go. And again, this underlying energy of the Page of Cups, that could be puppy love as well, or this innocent energy coming in to recover, to come back into the fold. Maybe they've found their sovereignty emotionally, happy with themselves, and no longer want to be alone, but need to learn how to keep their energy clear in order to come into this energy. Wow. That's all I got to say, Cancers. Wow. I don't know if you understand the, what's the word? I want to say magnanimous. I want to say, there's two words I'm trying to say at the same time and I can't. But the magnitude of this is huge. All right, just one last card before I go. I want to pull from the medicine deck. What did I pull for you? I said I was going to read you one of these, but I want to pull again now. Just a quick card for you guys. This is after 2 hours for the sign of Cancer, for the best and highest good of all is concerned. Wow. You got 2 cards again. Raccoon and Mouse. And the bottom of the deck is the 52 of the Black Panther. That looks like Teddy when he's hiding under the curtains over there because he always puts his face in the plants. He's so cute. And he's a Cancer. Maybe I should read you that one. The raccoon is the 46 of the 6 of Cups, and the 20 is the Judgment of the Mouse. And here you have the Judgment, and is the 6 of Cups out? 6 of Cups is reversed, and the Judgment's upright. And again, it's for you, Cancer, so obviously Cancer's in this read, and Leo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Capricorn are most significant here. This could be Virgo too. Let's see what I have here for you. You finished my book too, my notebook here. That was the very last page. Where's my other little book? I had it out here. Yep, here it is. Okay. Nope, that's not it. Where'd it go? I don't think I put it in here. I don't know where I put it. I might not be able to read you from this one. Oh. Yeah, I might have put it in another room. I'm sorry, you guys. I really wanted to read to you from this deck. But maybe it wasn't meant to be. Oh, I have to show you something. What's under the Black Panther, 52, and the underlying energy is your Divine Masculine. They have these blank cards in here that you can fill in other animals that aren't in the deck. And I did an elephant for one of them because it wasn't in the deck. And then I just did your masculine and feminine. So you have your Divine Masculine and the Black Panther here. 52 is the Queen of Swords. So this could be a feminine energy as well, the Queen of Swords. So this could be you and then your Divine Masculine over here. What's behind that one? Aw, teddy bear. I just told you this looked like teddy bear. Well, his birthday is coming up. Aw, that is so cute. Your divine masculine is your teddy bear. Oops. What a drop. That was an egg. An egg fell. Where were the eggs? Oh, they're up here. And that was the big egg. The egg just cracked open. It didn't break, thank goodness. But let's see. I think it's the same size as this one, and then there's a baby egg. But that just fell on the floor. So some ways listening to what we're talking about. I'm going to pull from Journey of Love, since I don't have that book, because then I can read you a Journey of Love card. I do have that book, right? Where is it? I'm losing my mind. Let's see. Nope, I got this one. All right, this one's here. So we're going to pull from the Journey of Love. So you do have the energy of the Queen of Swords and the Black Panther, very strong. She is upright in the message as well, and so is the King of Swords. And then the raccoon, everything's dropping. So what does that mean? The 46. And again, the past memories, right? There may be some stuff to work out, whether it's a soulmate, whether it's children, or something from your past or your childhood. And then the mouse keeps coming up, and the mouse is all about really good at organizing things, but the mouse lives in fear, right? Because they're the smallest creature in the jungle or the forest. So they live in fear. So they're never present, because they're always trying to anticipate what danger's coming in, but they're really good at organizing things and keeping busy. And the raccoon, right, might be not eating. So maybe a child who's not eating, who's upset. Let's see here. Knowing without knowing, 41 is the Ace of Cups, and this is my Mary Magdalene card with the weight of the world on her shoulders. There's some other cards that want to be seen here though too. The bottom of the deck is intimacy. 35 is that wounded warrior and letting that part of yourself go. And we have, besides this one, we have the 18 of distant shores, and there could be 4 moon cycles from now, which would be what? We have the full moon this month, and then August, and then September to October. So the full moon in October. And then 65 is the King of Pentacles, and here's the breaking of coming together. As we did have the King of Pentacles right here. And then we have the becoming of the 34, the energetic exchange, the arrows of love. And we have Cancer energy here, and then Earth energy here, and there's fire in the underlying energy, which obviously there's a lot of fire down there. All right, so we're going, who's got a lot of fire down there? Someone's having issues down there. All right, let's see. Number 41 for Cancer. Knowing without knowing. Sometimes the heart knows in a way that the concrete mind and memory cannot. We feel something we can't quite express. Perhaps others are quick to dismiss it as meaningless whimsy or irrationality, yet that feeling beyond the mind's capacity to fully perceive is the ancient truth of your greater self reaching through time and space to connect with you. Like a phone line extending from a more ancient place in the world, you can hear it crackle perhaps, not the clearest reception, yet you can also sense the love traveling along the telephone line. The things that you feel and that do not appear to make sense are the things to trust most now. You're being guided by a force far greater than your own mind. An ancient divine brilliance is reaching to you, communicating with you. You may not hear or understand it with clarity as yet, but you can feel it. Trust what you feel. This oracle speaks to you of the opening up of your higher mind, of the part of your intelligence that can dialogue directly with the forces of divine guidance and creation. These forces use symbols, abstract communications through dreams and visions, through impulses that circumvent your conscious mind and have words streaming out of your mouth or flowing through your mind that you have not created of your own volition. Someone speaks to you and you respond with words that you feel or hearing. You are hearing for the first time as they pour out of your mouth. Whose words are these? You wonder. It is your ancient self that speaks. Trust the strange and mysterious at this time. It is another way, an ancient way of wisdom. that you are tapping into now. Enjoy this new sacred connection unfolding. This oracle is also confirmation that you have relationships around you now continuing to come to you that are from times long past, karmic connections that will take you further on your journey of love. And it simply states, I have been here before. Aromas, or your sense of smell, open the doors. I walk through knowing. Beautiful. So be really present to your sense of smell, because it's going to tell you things. And again, my connection with Sophia is getting stronger and stronger. And where I used to see my inner child alone, she's always with Sophia now. And she's obviously coming in more fully now. So I hope you appreciate that, Cancer. For me, it was a great read. And remember your water, your rest, your joy, your nature. Rise and be love. Have an amazing month. It's 10:20 on the clock. And rise and be love. I'll see you next time.